Great news for marriage-based applicants, especially people who are trying to remove condition on their green card, conditional permanent resident. USCIS is implementing a risk-based approach for conditional permanent resident interviews. They're telling us that they will be waiving certain interviews for certain applicants, provided that they meet certain requirements. Okay, so what is it that they'll be looking at? So first thing first, if you have sufficient evidence about the bona fide marriage. Remember, we've talked about it. Bona fide marriage, marriage enter in good faith. How can you prove it? You prove it with a lot of documents, such as photographs, marriage certificates, affidavits of friends and family. The most important one is commingling of assets, bank account, insurance policies, a lease agreement or mortgage, statements, stuff like that. And then therefore the joint filing requirement is eligible for a waiver if applicable. And then the second requirement will be if there is no indication of fraud or misrepresentation in supporting document. If you're not using something fraudulent, if you're not misrepresenting facts in the document, that's another criteria that they will look at. And then if there are no complex facts or issues to resolve, if they look at the fact of your documents and they look at your facts, the facts of the entire application, and there's nothing questionable, okay? And lastly, if there's no criminal history that will render the conditional permanent resident removable. If you have no criminal history that will render you removable, remember we've talked about grounds of removability. Certain crimes can make somebody removable. If you don't have any of it, then they will waive that interview, because it is a requirement that if someone is married for less than 2 years, usually offer you a conditional green card, and later on 90 days prior to the expiration of that conditional green card, you have to file I-751 to remove the condition on the green card. Therefore, an interview is required, right, based on the USCIS policy. But now they're trying to see how they can waive that interview for certain applicants after making that risk assessment test, which I just talked about, looking at 4 things. If they find out that you're not a risk-based type of applicant, then they will remove the interview requirement and they will just grant you that 10 years green card. The goal really is to reduce backlog, and the other goal is to really increase efficiencies that will improve processing time, allow for better use of agency staffing resources, so that the time that they wanted to use for the interview, they can allocate it to do something else and process some other applications. Because remember, we have a huge backlog, and this new director is trying to implement a process or policies that will really reduce the backlog. Okay, this is really great news. If you have an I-751 application pending, you could get your decision anytime soon, especially if you meet this test. Okay, you can go ahead and read it for yourself. But again, if you need a consultation with me, please call my office, 202-751-2180. You can email me as well. Email address in the link in the description box. Please go ahead and share, subscribe. Don't forget to comment below. Until next time, bye-bye.